Hello, everyone. Welcome to TurkishSoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. In this podcast, we will talk about what happened last weekend in the 8th week in the Super League. And we'll also talk about the future upcoming games for Turkish National Team. They're going to be playing 3 matches in 1 week. One of the games will be a friendly match, which is coming up on Wednesday. And then they will have 2 rough matches in the Nations League against Russia in Istanbul. And they will travel to Hungary after that Russia match. That will be happening next Wednesday. So we'll talk about those in details. But I wanted to give you some inputs, what's going on in the Turkish Super League and also in the Turkish football in general. As you know, there's a lot, we're into only 8 weeks so far. There's a lot of coaches sacking, or the teams are firing coaches left and right. And Kayserispor just hired Samet Aybaba from the former Beşiktaş coach. Samet Aybaba will coach Kayseri. And then former Beşiktaş coach and then Turkish National Team coach Abdullah Avcı will be coaching Trabzonspor. I will talk and I will give my opinion about this later on in this program. As you know, this program is only 15 minutes. I want to give you input, rush. I don't want to talk and all night long or for hours. So that's why I'm a little faster on this notes. And also, Gençler Birliği sacked their coach, Mert Nobre, today. And there's a talk in the Turkish media, the former Turkish National Team coach and Fenerbahçe coach Ersun Yanal might be coaching Antalyaspor. So these are the rumors, but we know one thing. Samet Aybaba will coach Kayserispor and Abdullah Avcı will coach Trabzonspor when the Super League resumes on November 21st. So stay tuned for those. And I will go into details of what happened in the 8th week. If you followed closely, first time in 9.5 years, Arda Turan scored goal for Galatasaray. And after 9.5 years, Arda scored and Galatasaray won their match in Sivas 2-1. And on Friday, Beşiktaş lost in Gaziantep 3-1. Canadian Laird scored a goal. I will go into details, all the scores right here right now if you want me to go run through. And then I'm looking at my time because we only limited 15 minutes on every podcast. I just want you to know that. You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. With every weekend, we come to you with the preview and review of the Turkish Super League and what goes on in the Turkish football in the general. So, looking at what happened last weekend on Friday, as I mentioned just a little while ago, Beşiktaş was up, won with Laird's goal, but they couldn't hold on to win, and then Gaziantep came back, won the match in Gaziantep 3-1. Things are not looking good for Beşiktaş. I thought they were going to win this 3rd straight match, but didn't happen. They couldn't make it 3 out of 3. So Beşiktaş, until in this recess, they have to do some shuffling around with some of the players. And I think Coach Sergen Yalçın is under a lot of pressure because he has some blames from the sideline, the starters he putting on the pitch there. So the players and the coaches has to work really hard if Beşiktaş wants to make a comeback. I'm looking at the other matches. Kasımpaşa at home tied with Antalyaspor. That was 2-2 score. in Erzurum. Erzurumspor tied with Göztepe 1-1. And Alanyaspor Trabzonspor match. This was the first place team, Alanyaspor. They lost golden 2 points. I think they were kind of lucky because at least I'm going to talk about this Fenerbahçe match. Good thing that Fenerbahçe didn't win that match. Otherwise, they would have lost the first place to Fenerbahçe. Alanyaspor tied at home against Trabzonspor. As I told you in my last podcast, Trabzonspor is not looking good. That's why they fired their coach and hired Abdullah Avcı. Now, coming to that matter that I mentioned to you, Abdullah Avcı, the only team that he coached before the Turkish national team, it was Başakşehir. And Başakşehir is the team that does not have any fans. And there was no fans pressure. It was Başakşehir team is close to the current regime in Turkey. Let's face it, that's true. So what happened, because Abdullah Avcı was close to the current regime, he had to be there, and he was there for a long time. And I still think, I've been saying this on Twitter, on Facebook, Abdullah Avcı cannot coach a regular team in Turkish Super League. He proved that with Beşiktaş team. He's going to prove this with Trabzon team. I will guarantee you, with 7 to 10 games, Abdullah Avcı will be out of there. Because I know Trabzonspor's fans. I know Trabzon's community, the soccer fans, the soccer community in Trabzon. I know very well. So what's going to happen? Trabzonspor desperately needs points, and they need to win the game, and they need to win some games. If they don't, next 2 games, watch out. Abdullah Avcı will be under the gun too. So that's what happened. And Fenerbahçe at home, another thing, disaster, a score. At home, Fenerbahçe, the team that has been playing perfect soccer in the Turkish Super League, they lost to Konyaspor. And Konyaspor is coached by former Fenerbahçe coach. So can you imagine at home playing? But the one thing, though, you got to understand, a lot of these matches are playing without any fans. If this match was playing, the Fenerbahçe stadium would have been full. And the fans would have been going crazy about this score. But I want to tell you about a gentleman, a goal scorer, score a goal. Mark my word, you have to watch this goal by Marko Jevtovic in the 68th minute. This has to be the probably number 1 goal scored in the Turkish Super League this year. Mark my word. His name is Marko Jevtovic. He scored a goal on their Konyaspor's first goal on 68th minute. You have to see this goal. If you didn't see it, you have to see it. It was amazing goal. It was amazing goal. So go out there on YouTube or wherever you watch your highlights. Please watch this goal against Fenerbahçespor. Konyaspor in Istanbul beat Fenerbahçe 2-0. In other scores, in Ankara, Ankaragücü Fatih Karagümrük tied 2-2. In Malatya, Malatyaspor beat Denizlispor 2-0. In Kayseri, Kayserispor lost to Hatayspor, the newcomer of Turkish Super League. At home, Başakşehir, after playing really good match, beating Manchester United in Istanbul, Başakşehir won their match against Gençler Birliği 2-1. That's why after that match, the Gençler Birliği coach Mert Nobre has been sacked. The last match on Sunday, I was talking about it. Sivasspor at home. Sivas had a good match in the Europa League, but they came home. I told you this was going to be a tough match for Sivasspor because they played 3 matches in 1 week. This was their 3rd match at home against Galatasaray. There were some controversial calls. There were some controversial calls on all matches this past weekend. So, first time in 9.5 years, Arda Turan. I really don't like to promote Arda Turan because what he did to my good friend as a journalist. But because he's a player in the Turkish Super League, I will give him this prompt. I think he's getting better, but he's not ready to play 90 minutes for Galatasaray yet. But Fatih Terim and Galatasaray team was happy, but there's still turmoil inside of Galatasaray organization. We will see what happens. And as I told you last week, Rizespor had bide in the 8th weekend. So after the 8th weekend, the league will take a recess until November 21st. The matches will play in the 9th week. It will be in, I believe, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday matches. So after 8 week, Alanyaspor stays on top with 17 points because of the, I would say, goal difference or advantage difference because against Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce is in second place with 17 points. Galatasaray moved to third place with 16 points. That was a huge move. And Fatih Karagümrük is in fifth place and with 12 points. Looking at the bottom of the league, first team from the bottom, Ankaragücü with 2 points, only 2 points. And second team from the bottom, Denizlispor with 5 points. Gençlerbirliği with 5 points and third place from the bottom. So looking at Trabzonspor with 6 points, they are in danger zone right now. So I think with the pressure building with the fans in Trabzon, Abdullah Avcı has got to do a lot of work in this recess. If he doesn't do any good during this recess and loses 2 or 3 matches back-to-back, I'm telling you, the farthest he's going to go is 5 matches. Because I still think, this is my opinion, I could be wrong, Abdullah Avcı cannot coach a team in Turkish Super League. Let's get back to Turkish National Team. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. Turkish National Team will play a friendly match on Wednesday against Croatia. And then they have 2 tough matches coming up. One on Sunday and one on next Wednesday. And first one in Istanbul against Russia. They have to beat Russia if they want to at least make noise in this group. If they don't win this match, forget it. The Hungary match will be just traveling vacation time for them. Because when Russia visits Istanbul playing against Turkey, and Hungary will play Serbia. Here's the thing. Serbia has 2 points, and Turkey has 3 points. Hungary has 7 points, and Russia has 8 points. So we need to get at least 3 points to somehow catch up with these 2 teams. If Serbia ties with Hungary or beats Hungary, look out, there's another problem. So we definitely need a win against Russia in Istanbul on Sunday. So we'll see what happens. We will talk to you next time. And next time I meet with you on this podcast, we'll talk about, we'll preview the 9th week, and we'll also talk about Turkish National Team. You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. See you next time.